Anything you can do, I can do better.
No, you can't.
I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I
No,
can.
you can't.
What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table on the mobile broadcast. Welcome to the table. We back at it again. I had some thoughts, I had some things I had to get off my chest. I told you guys I'm moving about, but I'm not going to stop producing this content. If you have not already done so, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. So, what I wanted to talk about today is the concept that this world would be better off without men. That if all men disappeared and vanished right now, that society would continue to move forward. That's false. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get into it. What motivated this particular broadcast was that I heard this comment said on another podcast. I think it was Pearly Things. Shout out to her. She's doing her thing on YouTube. But it was a conversation of panelists. Anyway, she asked one of the panelists a question. She said, if all men disappeared right now, what would society look like? And the young lady responded and said, well, it will be fine because women can do what men do. And that's what I had to pause the video, because I still can't wrap my mind around this situation. I still can't seem to understand why this is a constant comparison, a back and forth. You know, who's better, who's worse, who does more, who does less. The simple fact is that we both have different functions. Men are extremely important. And if you've listened to my channel for any length of time, you know how I feel about this. Men are extremely important. We built everything. We're going to continue to build everything, because that was our calling. That is why we're put on the earth. That is one of our functions, one of our many functions. And this whole notion that, you know, modern women have this idea that they are now capable of doing what we do and doing it better is laughable. It's quite honestly a joke. And this is not coming from a perspective that I do not value women, nor do I not respect women. I think women are amazing people. I just believe that we are doing a disservice to women when we try to convince them that they are equipped to do what men do. That's false. That's not correct. And that can get most women in a world of hurt. One of the things that I actually experienced and I thought was quite funny, because I go get manicures every couple of weeks. Fellas, shout out. You should definitely go get your manicure, pedicure if you like. I don't really personally like people touching my feet. But the manicure I make sure to take care of, like to keep my hands, you know, good and clean. And I was at the shop and they was, you know, doing my manicure. And it was a shop full of women, from the technicians to the customers, right? And one of the workers came up to me and put this big champagne bottle on my little booth area, like right where I was sitting. And she had asked me if I could open it, you know, in between my actual session, right? So I did, no problem. And I thought that was interesting, because to my count, there may have been about anywhere between 15 to 20 full able-bodied women in this shop. Now, what it had me thinking was, if we live in a society where women are saying they're equal to men, why did they come and utilize a man to open up the champagne bottle when they had all these women in here? Quite frankly, gentlemen, You're smart. You know why. It was because it's easier. They struggled. It's not that they didn't try to open a bottle, because I watched them do it for a minute or two while I was getting my hands done. But through the struggle, they were like, oh, there's a man in here. Well, let's go ask, if he'll help. I did, no issue. And I thought that was extremely important, because I didn't mind helping, and they recognized that there was a struggle. That's a very simple example, but the fact is that we live in a society now that has convinced women they are to perform duties like men. And I think that that's dangerous. I think that when you have men who do not understand what they're capable of, who they are, what their purpose is, what they're supposed to be doing, that's dangerous. I think that if you have women who have the same type of mindset, who think and try to function outside of their alignment, their position, their purpose, that's dangerous. What I still can't quite understand is why women battle with this position of placement, submission, respect for men. Because men have respect for other men. Men don't ask women to do anything that other men don't do first. Need an example? Every man understands what his role is in life. Every man understands what his role is on a team. If all men, let's just say, for sake of argument, to try to prove my point, if a fraction of men, a vast amount of men disappeared off the face of the planet, let's say the ditch diggers, the plumbers, the mechanics, the skyscraper window cleaners, the construction workers, if those men disappeared, if they vanished off the face of the planet, and all we were left with were white collar workers, people who didn't quite do physical labor, it would affect our society. Now, do I believe men that still existed on the planet at that time with that situation and that scenario would figure it out? Sure. But the fact is that men even affect other men. And men are not complaining. I don't know any man who is in a white collar capacity who drives by a construction site and tries to compete with those men. I don't know any man who's running departments, running teams, managing people from a white collar capacity, who drives by skyscrapers and mocks and yells at the skyscraper window cleaners and the construction workers and all of those gentlemen who are hundreds of feet above the ground, strapped to a seatbelt, risking their life, and mocks them. I don't know men that do that. Because we have respect. Because we understand that our very survival is predicated on other men and what they're willing to do, what they're going to do, what value that they are producing from their work, their effort, their ingenuity, their sacrifice. Men understand this. So if men can understand this, why is it that you ladies have such a hard time understanding it? Why is it that the very women that should, without any type of pushback and restraint, they should understand this a lot easier than men? It's the same thing when you're on a team. The kicker cannot be the quarterback, no matter how much he wants to be. The defensive end cannot be the running back or the wide receiver, no matter how quick his feet are, no matter how much he may want to be great. And that is what is missing, and that is what is wrong with the current day market, is that you have women who don't understand that there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a woman. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being a woman, being in your place, submissive, loving, feminine, and supporting a man in whatever his journey in life is. Because guess what, ladies? Men support other men. We support other men because we understand that through that man or many men, other men, collaborative men, greatness is bound to happen. There is no group of men that was decisive, disciplined, focused, and had a goal or an agenda that when they worked together, they did not succeed. History continues to tell that. Any rock group, any R&B group, any, inventors, anything you name, there was a group of men centered around that greatness. If you see one man that's great, there's multiple men behind him that assisted in his greatness, his development, That is how it works. Ladies, you need to stop fighting the simple structure that is the design. Men are great. So are women. But in order for you to be your best, sweetie, in order for you to be all the woman you actually can be, the only way to do that is with the assistance of a man. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with me for 9.5 minutes or so. I'm going to continue to bring this content. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Welcome to the True Table family. I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. You guys have a good day, and I'll be coming to you in another video real soon. Take care.